Okay, joining us now, we'll grab Andrew Forsman, trains in partnership with Murray Baker to talk around the weekend racing. First of all, let's talk about your two runners in Australia this weekend. You've got Quick Thinker in Sydney, Aegon in Melbourne. How did Aegon travel and settle into his base there in Melbourne, Andrew?
Yeah, it looks like all's gone well. He only got there yesterday, I guess just over 24 hours now, but he had a light canter around this morning. He ate most of his feed last night, so it all seems good at this stage.
Did the Chosen One go with him on that same plane?
Yeah, they travelled together. So, yeah, the Chosen One will run Saturday week, and he's pretty experienced anyway. He coped with the whole process pretty well.
Andrew, there was a suggestion that with Aegon it might be a hidden run mission to Melbourne for the Memsey. Can you just outline the plan for us?
Yeah, I guess we really want to run on the Golden Eagle, provided all's going well in Sydney come that time, and that's probably the target of the whole preparation. And it's just a matter of how many runs we give him between, the Memsey obviously and then, which, we want to keep him on the fresh side. So just a matter of working that out, and it'll be determined by how he comes through this run on Saturday and what we think the right thing is to do. So beyond Saturday, there's no real firm plan in place, but trying to get to the Memsey, the Golden Eagle, and as good an order as possible.
Absolutely, and he seemed to be in great order before he left New Zealand to get to Melbourne. What can we expect from him on Saturday in that Memsey?
Yeah, I think he's pretty forward. Obviously, there's nothing like that real hard race fitness, especially at weight for age, and he'll be up against some pretty seasoned customers, and you never quite know when they come out of their 3-year-old year up against those older horses. So yeah, it'll be nervous sort of watching and seeing how he measures up, but I think we're fairly confident that if he runs up to his best, he should be thereabouts.
And you'd take some heart from his first up run in Australia last preparation. I know he'd had a run or two under his belt here in New Zealand, but his run in the Hobart was absolutely first class, wasn't it, in Sydney?
Yeah, it was. And I think the key to him is that he does get the right run in the race. He's sort of best if he's held up, gets a soft run, and he can produce that good turn of foot. So from barrier 7, Jai will have a little bit of work to do, and hopefully he can get that good run in the race.
Yeah, you talked about John McNeil doing the riding this weekend. How'd that booking come about?
I don't know. I guess we sort of tried Damien Lane. He was committed to Danny O'Brien's horse and Bob Peters, so a good connection there for him. So he had to stick with her. And sort of beyond that, we weren't sort of you go to Melbourne and you take your pick of any good jockey really. And Jai was sort of someone that was suggested to us. We went through a bit of a list and we tried him, just being a sort of a young guy that sort of seems like he's on the way up. Thought he was the right profile.
Yeah. Okay. And what about in the context of this race? You've had a brief look at the quality of the opposition. How does Aegon measure up?
Yeah. Look, it's hard to know. Look, they're all good horses in their own right. You don't line up in a Group 1 without having done something good to get there. So yeah, it's a little bit hard to know how we will measure up, but I think we're fairly confident in the horse, and hopefully he can.
Just tell us about the Chosen One while we're on Melbourne. Is it the same race that he kicks off in next week, the 1700 metre Open that he won last year, fresh up?
No, it's the Fian Stakes at the Valley, so it's a mile Group 2 weight for age. Okay, yeah.
What's the reason by that? You're just giving him a harder first up target over there?
We're just sort of looking at options, and I think 2 years ago, I think he resumed in that race and ran actually a pretty solid race. So yeah, there's probably not a lot in it. He had to kick off somewhere. In a handicap, he's going to carry a fair bit of weight now. And yeah, I think we just thought it was probably a good starting point and, at this stage of his preparation.
What is his likely program, I guess, heading towards those cups in which he ran so well last year?
Yeah, we haven't really mapped out a firm plan. We don't want to, I just think we get this run out of the way, and then there's plenty of good options. That's the main thing. And, we'll get this run Saturday week under his belt, and then sort of work out a path from there. Will be dictated to by how much he needed the run, whether we think he needs an extra run than what he has done in the past. He is still holding, plenty of conditions. So being an older horse, he may be able to cope with an extra run on his way through to the Cups. But yeah, we'll just have to play that one race by race.
How happy are you with him?
Yeah, really happy. I think he just seems to getting better from preparation to preparation for a stallion. He still seems very focused and willing in his job. So, I think now we just have to see what he does when he lines up race day.
Okay, one thing that you haven't been able to do is get a staff member to Melbourne just yet. How does it affect a horse like him? Because being a stallion, they can sometimes be a little bit, they like to have a familiar face around, but he's pretty easy to deal with on the whole, isn't he?
Yeah, he's pretty adaptable. He's not a hard horse to ride on the track. So, no, I think we're pretty lucky in that regard. He's not a horse that needs a special person necessarily looking after him. Alicia's sort of been by his side for the last few years, and they've got a great relationship. But, no, we are lucky that, I guess she's done such a good job with the horse that, someone else can take over until she can get over there, and I think it should be pretty manageable.
Have you got any update on when you can get Alicia to Melbourne?
Yeah, we're sort of working on that, sort of changing day by day, and with obviously the COVID situation. But I would say at this stage we're looking to get her on a plane in the next few days, and it'll mean still an isolation period of some description when she does get to the other side. So it could be a couple of weeks yet.
Okay, let's just talk to Sydney now, and obviously Kembla Grange this weekend with Rose Hill in lockdown. The Premier's Cup is the target this weekend for Quick Think. Just tell us about where he is in terms of his prep.
I think obviously we needed to give him that run at Hawkesbury last week, knowing that he needed a run under his belt if we were to strike a 2,000 metre race on a heavy track, which is exactly what we were looking for, that at least he had that run to bring him on. I mean, he wasn't going into it a little bit fresh. So I think that sort of has worked in his favour. I think the rain's hit. I'm sure the track should stay in the heavy range, hopefully through to Saturday, and he'll certainly get every chance.
I understand you're building towards the Metropolitan. Is that the aim of this prep in Sydney for him at least? Yeah,
the immediate goal will be to get to the Metropolitan. I guess just knowing and looking at his record, and he's had most of his success on rain-affected ground. That's, I guess, an obvious target, and hoping the rain does keep up in Sydney.